Welcome. So, have you ever felt like you're just not getting the most out of AI for your classroom? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to move way beyond just asking simple questions. We're actually learning the language that AI speaks so you can get the exact classroom-ready results you need. Okay, let's dive right in.
Let's start with a problem we've all had. You ask your AI for, say, a simple classroom game about animals, and what you get back is, well, it's completely unusable, right? It needs 20 flashcards you don't have, a huge open space your classroom definitely doesn't have, and vocabulary your students have never even heard of. It's super frustrating. But here's the thing, it's not actually the AI's fault. There's this famous saying in computer science, garbage in, garbage out. And it's pretty much the golden rule in the world of AI. All it means is that a weak, vague instruction is always going to lead to a weak, unusable result. The quality of what you get out is a direct reflection of the quality of what you put in.
So, today, we're making a really important shift. We stop Googling and we start prompting. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got this vague request, but on the right, that's a precise, powerful instruction that gives the AI everything it needs to be a genuinely helpful assistant. We're moving from a simple question to a detailed command.
So, how do we actually build these powerful prompts? To do that, we're going to use a really simple but incredibly effective tool I like to call the PCTF framework. This is your foundation for getting exactly what you want from any AI every single time.
I just want you to remember these four letters, PCTF. That stands for persona, context, task, and format. Think of these as the four essential building blocks for every single perfect prompt you're ever going to write. Let's break down what each one actually does.
First up, we've got P for persona. This is where you give the AI a role, kind of like a job title. When you start your prompt with a command like, act as an expert ESL teacher with 10 years of experience, you immediately focus the AI's huge brain, putting it in the perfect mindset to help you out. Next up is C for context. This is where you paint a picture of your world, and this part is absolutely crucial. Telling the AI you have 45 Pratham 4 students in a tiny, crowded classroom where you can't even move the desks, well, that stops it from suggesting some crazy running game. You're grounding the AI in your reality. Now we're at T for task. This is where you have to get really specific about what you need. Don't just say a game. Instead, ask for a 15-minute speaking activity to practice the phrase, "What is your favorite animal?" You see? The more precise your task, the more useful the result is going to be. And finally, we have F for format. This is so important. Don't forget to tell the AI how you want the information delivered back to you. Asking for a step-by-step bulleted list with a short script is something you can literally copy, paste, and use in your class tomorrow with zero extra work. Okay, so you've got the framework down. Now, here's where things get really, really interesting. That first block, persona, can totally transform the AI from just a simple lesson planner into an incredibly powerful tool for simulating real-world scenarios for your classroom. I want you to start thinking of the AI as a chameleon. It's basically an actor, and it's ready to take on any role you give it. This isn't just about making lesson plans anymore. This is about getting ahead of the game and anticipating your students' needs before you even step foot in the classroom.
So let's try a completely new persona. Instead of an expert teacher, what if the AI becomes your student, right? So imagine you're prepping to teach the present perfect tense to your Mathayom 3 class next week. You know it's a tough topic, so you give the AI this prompt, asking it to become a struggling Thai student and tell you exactly what's so confusing about this grammar point.
And boom, this just perfectly illustrates the power of this technique. The AI doesn't give you some generic textbook answer. No, it simulates the exact conceptual roadblock a Thai speaker often runs into. It even explains that the whole idea of a past action connected to the present just doesn't translate easily. It hands you the precise question your students will ask, which means you can prepare the perfect answer. And you can take this idea and run with it. Have the AI act as a strict O-Net exam writer to create super realistic test questions with those tricky wrong answers. Or, when you're feeling stuck, have it act as a creative co-teacher. Tell it, hey, I'm out of ideas for teaching transportation vocabulary. Give me 3 crazy, outside-the-box ideas that don't use flashcards. Just by changing that one word, the persona, you unlock completely different skills. Okay, but what happens when the AI gets it wrong? Because let's be honest, it will. The biggest mistake teachers make is hitting new chat and starting all over again. We're going to learn a much better and faster way to handle this. So, the most important point here is this: never start a new chat. The AI has a conversational memory. If you start over, you just erase everything it's learned about what you want. The key is to treat it like a human teaching assistant. You just talk to it, you give it corrections. For example, let's say you ask for a short reading passage, and it gives you this giant 500-word essay. Don't reprompt, don't start over. You just reply, "That's way too long. Cut it down to exactly 100 words." And just like that, it'll rewrite it for you. This is called iteration, and it's a huge time saver. Now, let's talk about what might be the single most critical skill for any of us teaching here in Asia, and that's fixing the AI's default Western cultural bias. We have to make the content relevant for our students. And guess what? We can do that with one simple command. Just look at this example. If you ask for a story about seasons, the AI will probably start talking about snowmen and drinking hot cocoa. But with a simple follow-up command like, "Hey, localize this story for Thailand," you can instantly transform that story into something that truly clicks with your students' lives and their experiences. So, the big takeaway from all of this is that you're not just asking simple questions anymore. You now have this powerful arsenal of prompting techniques that basically turns you from a simple user into a prompt engineer. I mean, just think about what you've learned. You've got the PCTF framework to build perfect prompts every time. You can use persona-based simulation to literally get inside your students' heads. You know how to use iterative correction to fix and refine any output, and you can use cultural localization to make any text feel like it was written just for your classroom. And honestly, this is just the beginning. These frameworks and techniques are incredibly powerful, but the real magic is in your creativity. You're the expert. You're the one who knows your students best. So I'll just leave you with this one question. What new role, what new persona will you give your AI to completely transform your lesson tomorrow?